So on this project, we're going to make us a strainer pumpkin. This is an oldie but a goodie, so we might as well call this the Pumpkin Express. Now, I took my pliers to get this bent originally, but once you get that bent, guys, it's going to pop. And we only want to bend one of them and break it loose. The other one is going to be the piece that we're going to glue this one to. So I've removed the handle off of that one and just discard that and get it out of your way. We're going to use the potpourri from Dollar Tree. This one happens to be the warm maple syrup, and I will adorn this with essential oils to keep it fresh as, you know, time goes by, because this will be closed up and sealed. I've got the little mini pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put a couple of those in there because this is the mini strainer. You can also use the large one, and we're going to be bending these feet so that it will sit, and then that way it will be around for good scenting and throw scent out. So the first thing I want to do is, I've already removed my arm from off this base. I've got this base, and we just want to start putting our potpourri in there, and maybe one or two of these. One thing's for certain, this is going to be a pleasure to work with because these smell so good. And it will not take a lot. As you can see, you'll have your strainer filled up pretty quick because this is the mini. Now, if you're doing the bigger one, you'll need more, but it still won't take that much. And you can use the larger pumpkins if you like. So I don't really want to like overfill this, so a big piece like that, I'm going to leave it out. But I am going to put enough in there that it can soak up my essential oils. And then I'm going to place a couple of these in there. And I am going to actually remove the wire from off of it. Now, you do have the option of painting these a different color, or you can even use a different color. It is strictly your pumpkin. You can do what you like. And sometimes you can actually pull that wire right, ooh, there we go, right out of there. So I've got one, so let me just test it. So I might be able to actually get two in there. So I'm certainly going to try, because that pumpkin to me is what really makes this look so adorably cute. And like I said, this is going to be the Pumpkin Express. And see, I'm just wiggling it out. You could probably pull this out with your hands, but since I had those right there, it was just as handy. And then I just make sure that those little stems stay put. They're not moving around. And I just think this is so cute. Like I said, this is I saw this a couple of years back, and so it's an oldie but a goodie, and it still gives off scent, and it just lasts forever. So if we put that on there, that just looks adorable. That just looks so good. Okay, I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to wrangle that handle up there because I want these to be better matched. I removed some additional metal from off this with my needle nose pliers that have a cutter on it, and I position everything pretty much like what I want. And so I'm just going to hot glue it closed, and it won't take very much, but you want to make sure that your glue gun, if it's possible, to be on high. Most of these little ones have a single temp, but if you have a dual temp like this one, this is the Gorilla Glue gun, and I will put a link in the description box below for this because it has a dual temp. These can be purchased at Walmart, but I do like to have a dual temp glue gun, and it just gives me more versatility. I can use it with more crafts, and I don't have to switch guns. I can just use the same one. Now that we've got our pumpkins in there and got our screens glued together, and it is smelling fantastic, we want to take these feet down here and take you a pair of pliers, or pliers will be the best, and you're going to bend your feet backwards, and then these you want to bend forward, and what you're doing is creating feet so that your pumpkin strainer sits upright. Now I'm just going to put some glue there and put a little bit of jute twine, because I'm actually thinking about taking some ribbon and placing it here instead. And then that way I can really decorate my pumpkin, make her look cute. So I have this piece of ribbon that I had cut, and it was the wrong size for what I was doing, and I did not want to waste it. Waste not, want not, as they say. So I'm going to use that to cover my handle. Now I want to gather that up, just pinch it together and bend it down. If you're going to hang it up, you can still pierce a hole in there. It's not going to hurt a thing. So to finish it off, I added some jute twine to the bottom of the handle again after I had completed the ribbon. For some extra character and interest, I am going to add one of my little ball mason jar ornaments. And I will put a link in the description box down below for the affiliate for Amazon, where you can get these, and you get a large assortment. There are the medium size and the small size, and I have used this pack on several projects, but I think you guys will really like these, and I'm going to use the little one. And I'm just going to paint this with my paint marker and just get it white, and then I'm going to write ball on it. I think I like that one the best, first one. And you guys will understand right here in a second. I've got me a right much there, about 4 inches of thread of twine. I've got this little bit of burlap left, burlap ribbon, and you know me, I just reuse everything. And it still has the wire in the upper edge, and I want to cover up where I brought that ribbon around the front. And so I am adjusting here to see how much of that I'm going to need. Roughly around. I glued the burlap ribbon around that handle on that raw edge, but before I completely buckled it down, I glued the jute twine underneath it on one side for the ornament, and then after I finished gluing the burlap, I tied it. And there we go, guys. We got our first pumpkin made. Hope you enjoyed that. I did that little ball cannon jar up there so that when she is sitting, she just is pretty much saying what my kitchen is all about. And I hope you guys take this on. For this pumpkin, we're going to use this one that's the Velvet's pumpkins from Dollar Tree. We're also going to use this luau skirt. I have braided some of that luau skirt. As you can see here, guys, some of these I braided and some of these I just plaited and twisted them together, so to speak. So I'm going to actually take this from the skirting here, and it is held on by jute twine. So I'm going to cut that free because this is the part that I want. Now, to determine how much burlap I need, I could actually just go with that whole piece right there. But because I use this for other projects, I'm actually going to cut a whole section. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm cutting me a square, and I will glue that on first. Then I'll encase my pumpkin with the rest. That way I get the coverage there. I proceeded to glue my burlap on there, that square, and then I went ahead and encased it. And to finish it off, I pretty much just wrapped it like a gift. But you guys, I did this on purpose because I'm planning on adding an ornament to it. So basically what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take that luau skirting that I braided, and I'm going to avoid this area. I left it open for a reason. I'm going to put a little sign right there. So I want to glue, I'm going to begin gluing these on to my pumpkin. And I want to follow the indentions on this particular pumpkin. So I know that I'm probably going to have to put a spot down here low. And then the underside, I might have to stop. And I'm just going to keep flowing through here until I get them all on these areas that I want. So making sure that I glued that carefully around my pumpkin and just placing that luau braided skirting into the areas and cutting off the excess. And the whole time making sure of deliberately putting it where I wanted it to prepare it for my little ornament. Now for my area right here, guys, I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to swipe the pumpkin from off of this sign that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm just taking my putty knife, and as you can see, it just slides right off. Next, I'm going to take my red checkered ribbon, and I need roughly probably a 3-inch or 4-inch square. So I actually cut out 2 hearts by folding my ribbon and just cutting a heart shape. Glued it onto the pumpkin along with the little metal ornament, and that would have it set just like what I wanted. There we go. We have our primitive farmhouse burlap pumpkin for our rendition on our farmhouse pumpkin express. Now this one, guys, this came from the Dollar Tree. It has the Fate Family and Friends, which I wish to utilize. I love the gray background. It's very farmhouse. I have the pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, but before I do, I'm going to put a dab of glue in that little ornament hole, and that way I can paint over it. I'm just going to dirty up my brush a little bit with a little bit of that truffle from off the lid. So I did some light dry brushing of the truffle onto the pumpkin to give her that style and that shape, and very simple with white Waverly chalk paint. Okay, now I've got my sign right here, guys, and it had this little sheet that tells you the size of the picture that can fit there. And I have this scrap piece of burlap, so I think I'm going to just put that burlap right there. Have that little ridge to them. You can just pull a little string right there, and that will fray your burlap a little bit. We'll do the upper edge and the lower edge too. As you can see, I only painted the front because I'm not going to be seeing the back. At least that clip gives you a good idea of the center. That way you can get your pumpkin glued on there. Now, since I'm going to be using the paint marker, and guys, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below for the acrylic paint markers that I use. And use your sanding sponge whenever you have painted this, because the grains will be lifted a little bit. And what they'll do is they'll help your paint marker to write very, very smooth on this surface. Okay, guys. So what do you think? You like that one pretty good? Let me do the whole fray thing on it. Fray my little heart up. Make him look worn and tattered. Give it that rustic old look to it. Okay, guys. we did it. We made our final project on our farmhouse decor DIY, and I'm calling this the Pumpkin Express. I will take you some better photos, and I certainly hope that you guys enjoyed these projects. Please try some of them. I know that you've seen them all, but I thought that perhaps I would just do a video featuring pumpkins and how many ways we can. And this is so true for me. Autumn blessings, faith, family, friends. And I thank all you friends for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so, so much. New subscribers, thank you so much, and welcome to the gang. And current gang members, you are so appreciated. I really, really appreciate you guys coming over and watching and being loyal, committed subscribers to my channel. And give me a thumbs up if you guys like all of these projects we've been doing. You enjoy these videos. Those thumbs up, I really appreciate them. Leave your comments in the boxes down below. And so I will give you a rundown of what these all look like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, there is the word subscribe underneath the video. If you'll click on that word subscribe, a window will pop open. Click on the bell. You'll receive a notification of each new video I put up, which is about 2 per week. Until the next DIY, this is Elizabeth, over and out. Bye, guys. Stick around, stay tuned for the B-roll of all of these projects we just made together.